Hello and welcome to my Christmas craft counter. My name is Roy. I'm a home cook, an amateur baker, part-time crafter, and I am here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. But today is not a recipe. Today, as I promised in a previous video, I am going to be doing a few videos for Christmas crafts as well as some Christmas treats. They're not all gonna be calorie friendly, and these are not edible. These are some of the ornaments that I've created that I'm gonna show you how to do. And it's kind of just like playing around, experimenting. There's no real definite way you have to do it. I've played around a few different times, trying different things. Finally found a few that I really liked, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Now this one is one of my favorites. It's one that I just made a few days ago. The paint, we're going to be using acrylic paint, and the paint is on the inside, so that way I can scratch this like crazy and no paint's going to flake off. So you don't have to worry about sealing it. You don't have to worry about the paint peeling. This is all on the inside of the ornament. But then there is one that I did here where I do have like this beautiful green color on the inside, but I did put a little snow icicle action on the outside. So I'll show you how to do that as well. And then I have this one that's kind of like a little snow globe. There's like snow all around on the inside, and down at the bottom, I don't know how well you can see that, there is a little pile of snow, so it looks like a little snow scene. You could probably stick like a little tree down in there or a snowman or something, but I'm not going through that. But let me move these out of the way, and I'm going to bring in, I have some clear ornaments that I got years ago and just haven't really done anything with. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. They can be glass, they can be plastic. It doesn't matter either way, but you want them to be the clear versions. So I'm going to start with one of these frosted ones first. I haven't worked with this frosted one yet, so this should be interesting. And it's got a nice snowy look to it already, so I think that'll only enhance our ornament. I'm going to set that down. Now I have here an egg crate, and this is one that I got from going to BJ's, which is a wholesale club, so like Sam's Club, what's the other one? Costco. But you can use any egg crate that you can find to not only hold on to it, but it's also going to allow our paint to drip off. So I'm going to try to replicate that one I really like, the one with the copper, and it's actually an antique gold. This is folk art. I'm using different brands, Apple Barrel. This one is folk art also. And usually, like if it doesn't have a sticker on it, like a lot of them will come with stickers, what I do is I will put a little color on the top from the bottle, because that way when I'm looking at them, I'm usually looking at them in a pile. I can see exactly what color that is. Now the color that you put in first may be pretty heavy on the bottom. Let me show you if I can here. On this red and white striped one, there is a lot of white on the bottom because I pooled the white first. So that could happen, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to squirt some of the paint down into the bottom, just a little glob. Then I'm going to take some of the white, and I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it like next to where that was. And then the same thing with the green. And now you want to try to get this in on top of the other colors. Some of the gold, some of the white, some of the green. I usually do this 2 times. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it and tilt it and start to swirl it. And you can see the colors already starting to swirl in there. And you just want to keep tilting as you turn until you don't see any more of the paint moving inside. So now that's a pretty good start, but we do need more for the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to angle it slightly, and Once again, start with the gold. And if it drips down on the interior of the lip, it's not gonna matter that much. And we're gonna do the same thing, just like 3 squirts of each 2 times. Okay, so now the paint is more up here. So we're gonna continue with our swirling, and we're going to turn it. We're gonna be over our egg crate here. Now you see there's a spot here that is not covered, so I'm going to spin back around and try to get that spot covered. And you can tap on it to try to get the paint to move as you want it to. It's the spot up here that needs some paint, so we're going to bring it back down. Now the design won't be as distinctive once it's set, because what's going to happen is the paint's going to start to drip out of it. And so the colors will smudge a little bit as they come through, and they're starting to come through, as you can see on my hand. So what I'm going to do is set this upside down right there, get the paint off my hand, and we're just going to let that dry. I usually let them go for like a day or 2, and because there's so much paint, it won't fully be set, but it's set enough that you can put the little hanger back in. And I usually put the hanger right next to it so I don't lose track of it. Okay, so that's one. Let me take one of these clear balls out of here. Come on. And this one's a little bit smaller, which is fine. You can do whatever size you want. And this one, what I'm going to show you is how I did the little snowball effect. And I'm going to take a little bit of craft glue. You could use Elmer's glue if you want. My Elmer's was a little old, so it didn't want to do anything. So just a little bit of that in there, and I got a little more than I wanted. And we're just going to loosen that up a little bit with a smidge of water. You just want a drop or 2, unless you have a spasm and you spill more in. But I had extra glue in there, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to stir this around to blend it together so that it's a watery, gluey mix, and that looks pretty good. You could also use, I've seen people use like varnish, not varnish. I've seen people use polyurethane in this as well. I wanted to do things that most people would have readily available, and I figured glue would be it. So you just want to pour that in there, and I'm using a funnel to make sure that I get it in. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to swirl it around. But this time, I'm going to take a paper towel and cover up the tip, and to make sure it gets spread around, I'm going to shake it. And if I need to, I can add some more of the glue. But I want as thin of a coat as possible, so hopefully this will be enough to cover it all. And you want to make sure you have a paper towel on the tip, obviously, so things don't go flying and it doesn't go all over your fingers as well. Okay, so that looks good, well coated. Now I'm going to take, I have this crystal glitter, and I'm going to take that, and using a different funnel, I'm going to funnel some of this in here and try to actually get it in. And then I'm going to do the same thing, take my paper towel, going to shake it all over so that the glitter will coat the entire ball inside. And there will be extra left over, which is how I came up with the little snow drift on the bottom. And now it's just a matter of waiting for it to dry, and it will dry clear. It won't look as white as it does now. It will look more like the other one, where there's a little bit of transparency at the top, and then you can see the snow drifted on the bottom. And what I'm also going to do is tap it down here, tap all around it, just to get any excess glitter off of the edges. And that's all there is to that one. So you can play around with all sorts of ideas like this. I'm going to take another clear one, and this time I'm going to use, I have some glitter paint here, and this will probably be a little thick. Usually this glitter paint is quite thick. And this one doesn't have a little spout at the top because the glitter would clog it. So I have to take this and squeeze the bottle to get some of that glitter in there. Let that flow in. And now, as you can see, probably, this is very thick. It's not going to slide around like we wanted before. So I'm going to add in a little of the paint to hopefully loosen that up. And this is a metallic periwinkle, which I think will go well with the blue. And I'm also going to add just a drop of water. So hopefully this works out well, that I can just get a smidge of water in there and not spasm and throw it all in. Okay, just a little drop. Now, I'm going to take a stick and just swirl that around, kind of mix it up so that everything gets mixed together evenly so there's not a big spot of the glitter on the bottom. And just going to rotate the ball, let it come up towards the top. Make sure that any spots like this spot is getting missed. I want to tap down so that the paint and glitter gets over there. So now I'm going to rest this upside down to let the excess paint drip out. Now you notice I didn't turn the snow globe version upside down because I don't want all of that snow coming out. We only put glue in there, so we don't really need to let the excess paint drip out, and any of the excess glue did drip out as it was going. But now this is going to turn into, I don't know if you can see right now, it's a very almost see-through blue, periwinkle blue with the glitter in there. It's really very pretty. So you can make any sort of ornament that you want, any color scheme that you want. You can play around with it. I have all sorts of glitters. You can mix paint with glitter to make your own sparkly paint. Let me show you one of those quickly. And what color shall we use? So I think I'll take this flag red because I don't want it too dark. I want the glitter to be able to show through, and I'm not sure how well it would work in the case of a dark paint. So I'm going to take the paint, squirt that in, and then I'll go with the silver, and I'm going to take my handy dandy little funnel here, add some glitter there, seal that back up so I don't spill it and have an issue all over the place, and then just start to swirl it like this. Spin it around so that the paint and the glitter is combining. And I did get some of the periwinkle that was on my finger on the outside of the glass, but that comes off really easily. So then I'm going to, once I've gotten the stuff mixed a little bit, I'm going to take my paper towel, cover the hole, and just start shaking away, getting it to spread all over. Okay, so that spread around, but it left a lot of open spots. I'm gonna try something. Haven't tried this yet, so let me add in some metallic pearl white and see what happens. So see, you can just play around, see what works for you, what doesn't, and add some more of the glitter because I wanna make sure that there's some glitter in the white as well, and just shake. Now you definitely don't want to let go of the paper towel. You definitely want to have the finger firmly over the hole there so that it doesn't fall off. Okay, so this side's looking pretty interesting, but let me add a little bit more on this side. So I'll angle the ball a little bit, squirt in some more of my white, and I'm not going to add any more glitter. I think there's enough glitter in there, but let me just take that around. You just never know sometimes when you're playing around like this what you'll actually end up getting. So it's kind of fun to experiment. I'm gonna tap it on my hand a little bit to help that paint move around. And I mean, this is an interesting section. This section, not as much, but if you have the ornament facing this way, it's not bad. And I'm going to let it drip, and that will also change some of the colors. You'll get more streaks, kind of like this one that I showed you earlier. It'll turn more like this where it's streaky with the white and the red. All right, so since these aren't ready, what I'm going to do is take one of the other ornaments that I did that I showed you at the beginning, take off the topper, and I'm going to show you how I did the little snow effect on the top. So I'm just going to take some of my craft glue, put that into a little bowl, and I have a little craft paintbrush here that I'm going to take, and I'm just going to take the glue, I'm going to paint around the top here because the whole thing is going to be covered here at the top. Then I'm just going to paint like some icicle type lines coming from that center there. And you can do longer ones and shorter ones. You can start down at the bottom, you get a thinner point that way, and just keep playing around until I get the glue as I want it here. So once you've got something approximating what would look like icicles hanging over the ball, so then I'm going to set this here and get some of my paper towels to put underneath it. And what I'm going to do is take my snowy glitter and just sprinkle it. I have a little sprinkle setting on here, and just sprinkle it all over where the glue is. Now, the glitter is going to stick to the rest of the ball, kind of like a static cling. But once this glue has dried, you can wipe that right off because you want to have nice little icicles drifting from the top. You can shake some of it off. But as you see, some of it's going to cling to the ball. It'll come right off later. But let the glue dry completely before you wipe it off, so that way the glitter that is there will stay. Okay, and I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to use one of the frosted balls. This time I'm just going to do like a shake on this. I'm going to sit this here. I'll use the periwinkle blue. Good squeeze of that. I'll use this light blue called Blue Heaven. Squirt that in there on top. And then I will add in some white and get my paper towel. Cover up that hole. And this time, instead of swirling it, I'm just going to shake and see what I get. And you can see, looks a little earthy, but it didn't cover all the way. Didn't get over here, so I'm going to add a little more paint. Then I'm going to take my paper towel again and shake, shake, shake. And if there are clear spots like here, you want to put that at the bottom so that way the paint's more likely to drip down to it. And just keep shaking until you've got it fully covered. So now I'm going to turn this upside down, and again, it's going to create more streaks. It's not going to stay like this. It's going to end up looking different. That is the fun of doing this, is you get different kinds. They're all unique. They're in the colors you want. So I hope that you're going to give this a try. And I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial on creating your own painted ornaments. And if you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Also, share this video if there's someone you think would be interested. Subscribe to my channel if you're looking for recipes that can help you on a weight loss journey. And hit the notification bell for the next time I upload any sort of video like this. Also, comment down below what your favorite color combination would be. I'd be curious to know what you would like to do with these. Go out there and play with all different colors and textures and try different things. It's fun to do. It's great to do with the kids. Very easy, and it's not too messy, so long as you remember to make sure to cover the hole when you're shaking it with paper towel. And as I said, you can make it fit any color decor that you want. You can give these out as gifts. Just play around, have some fun, and create some beautiful ornaments. So I'm gonna let these set up for a while, put them off to the side, and get ready for another craft project that I'll be bringing your way. So until next time, bye.